Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here. Got another Master Duel video for you, and it's Monday, which as always means that it is time for our viewer special. If you are new to the channel or this series, then what we do here every single Monday is we take a look at replays from you all, the viewers. It's a chance to show off not only some decks or strategies that I don't always have time to get to, but of course come together and celebrate each other for our cool games. So if you're interested in getting in on this, head down to the description below where you're going to find an invite link to our Discord server, the Hexlexplex. Under the Master Duel section, there is a channel called Viewer Special Submissions. There you can drop your 9-digit player ID, and I can see your publicly saved replays. If there are any particular games you want me to see, then make sure to either include like a screenshot of the game or your opponent's name or just something where I can identify that's the game you want me to see. But yeah, let's get right on into it. Alright, first duel for this week comes to us from Girl Boss Shiyu, aka Surma, over on the Discord server, who's got a going second game with Momento. Momento's a deck that I have not played in quite some time, even though I do think it is still quite good, and definitely doesn't get all of the respect that it deserves. So, eager to see this play out here. Looks like a pretty good build here. We got the Super Polys for board breakers. We got the Red Reboot as anti-meta tech. That's also still generally really good, of course. As well as a lot of really solid Super Poly targets, it looks like, here in the extra deck. Alright, and then we're going to be going second up against Centurion. Fairly standard looking Centurion build. Looks like they're rocking the new Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon as part of their package, and also playing evenly matched. Has been seeing an increase in play as a sort of anti-Dracotail board breaker as well. Alright, let's see what we've got here. I really like Momento. So long ago I meant to make like a really detailed breakdown of it, but at this point it's been so long since I've even played the deck that I would definitely need to refresh myself before trying to make a video like that. Alright, we got a couple of pretty solid hand traps here. We got the Maxi as well as the Red Reboot. Of course, the Red Reboot won't... Actually, you know what? It might... Okay, no, it says when your opponent activates a trap card. So, even though the Centurion monsters are treated as continuous trap cards while they're in the spell trap zone, we can't really use Red Reboot against them because it states when your opponent activates a trap card. And that means either... Well, it basically just means flipping up a face-down trap card that's already on the field. Placing a Centurion monster via another effect is not the same thing as activating a trap card. We do get to use Maxi here, however, although Centurion can pretty well play under the Maxi, giving minimal draws while still setting up their board state. Here's the Trudea, going to go into the spell trap zone for the Gargoyle. We're finding a bunch of engine here, which is definitely really, really good for us. Yeah, by only giving us a couple more draws, it looks like they were able to set up the rest of their turn 1 board state. We might end up drawing in a hand trap, so we have a ton of engine here that we can use to push through whatever they end up setting up here. See, there's the counter trap, the True Awakening. Looks like they're going to set that along with something else, and then now they have the materials to make a 12 on our turn as well. Memento Goblin's going to be our draw for a turn. We're going to go for the Dark Blade, pitching the Goblin, trying to pop the face-down card. It's going to be the Infinite Impermanence. We're going to chain the Goblin Biker Grand Entrance. That'll basically remove the Dark Blade as a target for the Imperm. Or it's more accurate to say the Imperm already targeted the Dark Blade, but because it's no longer on the field, the Imperm won't be able to get to resolve. So we're going to get to summon the Goblin here, which they're going to pop as well. We get to go for... Oh, no, we popped it. Sorry, that's right. Yeah, we popped Goblin off its own effect to mill our stuff. Of course, of course. Because I was like... I said that out loud, then I was like, wait, huh? Alright, Gaddock is going to add back the Sleepy, but they're going to Drew Swarm the Darkblade. Because Sleepy is Earth, right? Yeah, Sleepy is Earth. Alright, they're going to use Stand Up to Synchro for 10, actually. Making a Chaos Angel, which will banish the Gaddock, and then it was made with both a light and a dark monster, so it both can't be destroyed by battle, and also is unaffected by activated monster effects. Okay, here's Sleepy. We're going to use that in order to fuse with the Horn Dragon we just summoned, as well as one of our monsters in hand to summon the Creation King. Creation King can activate here, but it looks like here is the True Awakening. I was wondering when they were going to use this. And we've got the Red Reboot to counter. It was really smart to not use Red Reboot earlier against the Imperm, because of course they would have just used True Awakening to negate it. As opposed to this scenario where, and also because again we had the Grand Entrance to dodge the Imperm anyway. I think a lot of people would have just fired off the Red Reboot. Alright, we're putting 5 back, which can only mean the combined creation is about to hit the board. Now, at this point, if we can manage to summon the Akiran and attack directly with both of these, we're pretty much good to go. And sure enough, here comes the Akiran. Special summoning, activating its effects, moving to battle phase, and now we don't even have to worry about their bodies on board. It's really easy to think of Momento as a deck that would be weak going second, because it's, you think of it as this like long wombo combo deck, but actually it's one of those combo decks that has a line specifically for OTK and going second. It's like how Malice is a little weak going second, but can still go Access Code plus Heart Scripter for an easy OTK. Here in Momento, we can go Akiran plus Akiran Effect plus the combined Creation and King. That's an clean 8k direct damage, not even having to worry about stuff like that Chaos Angel, which is a pretty nasty towers to deal with for most decks, but Momento can just bypass it altogether. Excellent duel, thank you very much for that, Girl Boss Shiyu. Let's go take a look at the next game. Alright, next duel comes to us from Issei Ride 10. Excuse me, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Rather unique build that we have here that I want to take a look at. So, we're going to be on a 60 card variant of Dracotail that's also playing Drytron. It looks like it's got some pretty nasty end boards to it, so I definitely wanted to check this build out here. Such a wild extra deck for the combination of these two decks here. Ooh, we have Small World Bridges too. Hell yeah, I wonder if we'll get to see those. Yeah, and our opponent is actually just going to be straight up branded Dracotail, and we're going second. So if ever there were a true demonstration of what a deck like this could do, I think this would be it. So let's see what we've got here. Of course, we're rocking the Drytron board with the Dracotail base. Good. Alright, so we have a Droll and Lockbird as well as a bunch of Engine in our hand. Droll, unfortunately, not going to do much against the Dracotail mirror match. Well, quote-unquote mirror match, I guess, in the fact that both players are playing a Dracotail Engine. Okay, so Arthelion and Orgola are both going to activate here. Orgola is going to set the Rahu from deck, and then the Arthelion is going to add back the Phimena, as well as the Fuelos, because that was also used. That was kind of one of those scenarios where, because I think they fused that Fuelos, right? Yeah, that didn't really end up doing much here, except for basically telling us that they have a Fuelos in hand. You gotta watch that if you're playing Dracotail. Like, it's really easy to be like, oh, I have this dead Fuelos, I'll just fuse it. But if you don't have anything to add, and you're just gonna add it right back, all you've done is give your opponent free information. You've basically told them, hey, this is a Fuelos in my hand, so don't worry about it. Or worry about it, depending on the scenario. Anyway. Pretty standard inboard. They've got Arthelion, Golemel, Phimena, a couple of trap cards, which you're used to seeing from Dracotail. We're going to lead with normal summon Lucius. They're going to fire off the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring right off the bat. But we're going to follow up with the Drytron engine, using our Alpha Thuban in order to add the level 12 ritual Quandratus. I saw we have that Nova as well. Is that like a Hero Lives? Do we have to control no monsters? No. It just says special summon. But then what's the condition on it again? You cannot special summon monsters except monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set. Got it. Okay. So they're going to chain Horn on the Little Knight, but we're going to use Little Knight to bounce out the Golemel. So now we don't have to deal with the Destroy a card. And we're also able to get rid of the Flame, so we don't have to deal with the Spell Negate either. Now we're free to use our Drytron Nova. They're going to chain Phimena fusing the Orgola and Fuelos in hand to summon their second Arthelion. But this is it. Now they're out of interaction. after this point. So we're going to summon the new 2. They're going to use Orgola to set. And then Arthelion's going to bounce Phimena and Ash Blossom. They're not even trying to bounce our Drytron monster here, which is totally fine because they already used Ash Blossom this turn, so it's not like they can use it again. Same with Phimena. Plus, even if they set a trap card here, they can't use it this turn. So, yeah, they're out of stuff to do at this point. We don't have to really fear anything from them here. We use the Zeta Aldaba in order to add the Ritual spell. New 2 effect can special summon itself. Now we can overlay for a rank 1, which is probably just going to be the Drytron rank 1, right? The Beta Fafnir. Yep. Beta Fafnir can mill a Drytron monster. That's going to be the Gamma Eltenian, I think that is. Making another rank 1 with that. Which will be yet another Beta Fafnir. Now here's Drytron. Metatonus Drytron, that is. And it looks like that is going to end up summoning Metatonus da Dracondis. 5,000 attack. I forgot it was that big. Other Drytron monsters can be destroyed by card effects twice per turn when they activate a monster effect. You can banish Drytron monsters to negate that effect. That's twice per turn as well. And here's the Metatonus Dracondis as well. That one looks like it can pop monsters, I see. And a good old-fashioned IEP Masquerade, that is the cherry on top here. They're going to get to use the Arthelion to revive, but it's not really going to do much, that body. They do get their Golem back, though, but of course then we also get Little Knight back. They're going straight to battle phase, just battling over, I imagine, Little Knight and IEP. Still in battle phase, we're going to go for Sting. But we can chain the Beta Fafnir. And now they can't use the Golem Destroy a card effect because that's a when. So that means that the last thing on the chain link that has to be happening is a Dracotail card effect for Golem to be able to destroy something. But because we chained a Beta Fafnir to the gate, the last thing on the chain link is going to be, our Beta Fafnir effect. Looks like they are going to get to use Golem with the Ketu Dracotail. But we're going to use the Dracondis effect in order to negate the Golem effect and destroy it as well. Alright, so Ketu is going to add a Malulu, and they're going to get to fuse here. Looks like Malulu and Frexel in hand. Going to summon out the Secretarian Dragon. Yeah, but these are all machines, even though they are called, like, Dracondis, and they look like dragons. Okay, Droll and Mockbird, I don't think he's going to get to do too much here. I don't think there's any searches on that chain link. Although I could be wrong, I was kind of talking over it. I guess we'll see as it plays out here. Okay, so we're going to negate the Phimena. Then Droll resolves. Arthelion is summoned, right? Yep. Then they're going to Golem summon. And then these are sets, yeah. But they're out of trap cards, which is definitely really good for us. What did they not? Oh, we negated Sting. That's right. I was about to be like, did they not recycle a trap card with Sting, but we negated it, so they didn't get a chance to. They're making their own SP Little Knight here. Banishing our big Drytron monster. Okay, so going back into our turn, we're kind of in top deck mode here. And we're going to peel a Lucius right off the top of our deck. But of course, they have that Ash Blossom they added back earlier with the Arthelion. But of course, we do still have all of our Drytron monsters that are in the graveyard as well. So it's like a Phantom Knight in that regard. It's one of those decks where it can just kind of naturally, or Orcus does this too, where it just has follow-up based on the fact that all their stuff is still in the graveyard from the last turn. Like we're making another rank 1. I think this might be a third Beta Fafnir, because I think I saw 3 in there, yeah. The third Beta Fafnir. Gonna build the Delta Alteus here. We'll summon. Reveal to draw. Rastabon, what does this one do? Oh, wow, it's really convenient. It actually puts back our monster into the graveyard from the banish. It's almost like that's exactly what we needed. Here is the Metatonus Dracondus again, the 4K one, not the 5K one. Alright, so we're going to battle over the Secretarian Dragon, as well as it looks like the rest of their board. It's one of those monsters that can attack everything. And we have enough left over to swing in for lethal. That was some good stuff. Hell yeah. Alright, thanks for showing us that awesome pile you put together. Love to see it. We have time for one more duel, so let's check out that last one here. And our last duel comes to us from Flat Toast, aka Fish, over on the Discord server, who's got a going second game playing Branded Mitsurugi. I've heard of playing these two together, but I don't think I've actually seen gameplay of a build like that, so I'm definitely eager to check this out here. If this card is banished from your graveyard, you can add a ritual monster from your deck to your hand. You can definitely see why the Evening Twilight Knight is here. And we are going to be going second up against Purrely. A build that looks like you would actually rather be going second here. Alright, let's see what we got. Branded Mitsurugi. Yeah, because of course Mitsurugi being a ritual archetype doesn't really care if Branded locks into fusion monsters from the extra deck, right? Okay, so we are going second. Yep. No hand traps, but prayers and call by is definitely not a bad way to start our turn too. Like their Purrely is gonna find my friend. And they use Sleepy to summon. Okay. Normal summoning the Purrely after adding with my friend. That one's gonna add the Yeep. Purrely F, revealing the Delicious Memory in hand. Wow, so they get to make Plump here. Oh, but Delicious Memory is at 3, so yeah, I keep forgetting that. I was about to be like, wow, they opened the one of, or they found the one of, but nope, Purrely is at full power again. I would even argue that Delicious Memory never really needed to go to 1, but I have to go back and look at what the metagame looked like when Purrely came out. Alright, so they have the Yeep with the big Plump. They're going to draw some cards during our standby phase. We're going to go for the prayers here during the standby as well. Adding the Habakiri. Doing that before they get like Ash Blossom or Droll. I like it. They will get to attach our prayers as a material. Now, so their Purrely Noir is going to have 7 materials. So they can do a spin and still have like the tower's protection up. That is worth noting. Alright, so we're going to Ash Blossom, or sorry, we're going to Habakiri to Saji. Yeah, Ash Blossom unfortunately didn't really end up working there. This is the, I think this is the protection, right? It's just not affected by activated monster effects, period. Activated effects, not even just monster effects. Alright, so we have the Habakiri off the Aramasa and the Kusanagi. They're putting back prayers. That's interesting. Aren't we just gonna add back the ritual? Oh no, because we oh, they put back the ritual. I thought that was prayers for some reason. Okay, got it. But now, surprise, surprise, we have Branded lost into Branded and High Spirits. Now Spring and Kit gets to add the Branded Fusion, and we even still have the call by for backup as well. But they already wasted their Ash Blossom. But again, even if our opponent had played optimally there, we'd still be all set with the call by. We get to go Lost Chainlink 1, Albion Chainlink 2. Albion F to fuse Aramasa plus Albaz into Lubellion, right? Yep. Branded Lost gonna add the Mercurier. Now we can go Lubellion F. We're gonna pitch that call by. Don't need it anymore. Using Lubellion with the Albaz to summon the Mirror Jade. And moving to battle, we're gonna battle Mirror Jade over the Purrely. We can't get over the Purrely Noir, but we're also in a situation where we kind of don't have to address it right now. Because, like, yeah, it's unaffected, and yeah, it's got a lot of defense, but as soon as they try to spin something, you know, they're going to make their monster vulnerable again. Okay, the Dark Ruler no more. is rather interesting. I guess they probably weren't going to battle anyway, so I guess that does work here. Dark Ruler no more negates permanently, right? Or I mean, as long as... No, it's only until the end of the turn. Really? So I guess that was just to stop our Mirror Jade? I guess that still makes sense if you're not going to battle, but... It's why I'm really not a big fan of Dark Ruler no more. You have to be playing such a highly specific deck in order to actually try to make use of it. I'll even go so far as to say that I actually kind of regret crafting the playset that I did of Dark Ruler no more. I just have not made any real use of it. Alright, so it looks like they're gonna go... They're not going for an OTK, are they? Oh, honey, you used Dark Ruler no more. Alright, so we're gonna activate Mirror Jade. And that, I don't even think that is a misplay. I think that was very intentional because it's still going to put the Rindabrum in our graveyard. But I don't think we can use that effect, right? Because we can't special summon Rindabrum. I guess our opponent still gets to battle over a board. That's kind of what they were... Oh no, we do get to use Rindabrum. We're using it right now. Okay. I thought maybe because we weren't able to properly summon Rindabrum, we wouldn't be able to use the effect, but I guess that doesn't matter for that. Yeah, they decided to go all in on the bounces here, kind of randomly. We get to use Mercurier on the Purrely Noir. And we still have quite a bit of a board here. They're gonna make Zeus. I wonder if it would have been worthwhile for them to crash one of their Purrely monsters, because wouldn't that have triggered both their continuous and field spell? Yeah, because I'm pretty sure if you battle into an opponent's monster, it's still leaving because of an opponent's card. I think they honestly might have been better off just like crashing one of their Purrely monsters into ours and getting a bunch of resources back. But either way, now they don't have a board for us to deal with because they Zeused it, and then we used Mirror Jade on the Zeus. And now we are free to Branded Fusion into an open board state. Albion gets to banish the other Albion and the Quim to make a Secretarian Dragon. And they're just going to concede. That sounds about right. Sick. Good stuff. All right. Thank you so very much to Flat Toast as well as everybody else who contributed for the viewer special. Couldn't do this series without you. This has been our longest running series on the channel. So thank you everybody for submitting every single week. Even if you don't get in, like I said, we could not do this series without your submission. So thank you. That is going to do it for now though. Let's go ahead and move on to our outro. Hey everybody, Hexlex here. Thank you so very much for watching all the way to the very end of the video, which by the way is one of the best ways to support the channel. Speaking of supporting the channel, take a look at the names on screen. These are folks who have been so generous as to either join as a YouTube member or subscribe over on patreon.com/Hexlex to support. There's also perks for doing so. If you would like to see YouTube videos early, as well as some exclusive videos that get uploaded to YouTube, but for one reason or another I decide not to publish, definitely go ahead and hit that join button to see content early as well as some exclusive content. If you're looking for more exclusive content, over on patreon.com, I upload exclusive videos that are not posted on YouTube just about every single day. Whether you choose to subscribe over on Patreon, join as a YouTube member, or simply continue to watch, your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so very much. But for now, this is Hexlex. I am signing out, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.